So welcome back. We are going to be doing some yoga today, finally. It's been a while, I know. For me, my first trimester has been kind of hard, so I know I've been not putting as many actual workout videos out there, but I'm actually feeling pretty good today, so we're going to jump right in. We're going to do some yoga. So for the most part, first trimester yoga isn't going to be very different than your regular yoga routine. You may run into a few things such as just fatigue or shortness of breath that you kind of run into a little bit sooner than you would normally. But as far as movements, there's not much that you're restricted against. A lot of times the actual movement restrictions come because your belly is just too big and it gets in the way. The only things that I really started to change about my yoga when I became pregnant and wanted to start focusing on prenatal yoga is one, getting really comfortable with props. So you'll see here I've got a bunch of props. I've got a pillow I'm sitting on. I've got a really thick pillow here to lean up against. It's kind of like a bolster for those of you guys who have like one of those thicker bolsters. This is kind of the same material. And then I also have a blanket. So I actually included a blanket because of where I am. So I am posted up in this doorway and I've got a threshold that if I didn't have this blanket here would kind of hurt to sit on. So I have an extra blanket. But the reason I wanted to get really comfortable with all of these props is that, yeah, I'm going to get fatigued more easily. I'm going to get out of breath a lot more quickly. So I need to have things to kind of help support me, as well as the fact that I want to start working on making a conscious effort not to lay flat on my back. As much as that's not really an issue during the first trimester, almost immediately into your second trimester, laying on your back is like a big no-no. So I wanted to just kind of get into the habit of doing that. So yeah, lots of props, making sure that I'm taking like note of how my body is feeling extra a little bit. And then also focusing more on breath work. So, just making sure that I am focusing in on a belly breathing technique. I do have a whole video that I posted a few weeks ago on pregnancy breathing techniques. So if you want to go check that out, that kind of breaks down 3 different parts of a breath for delivery, a breath for pregnancy. So it'll go into a lot more detail. I am going to focus on it just a little bit though today. So that is what we are going to get started with to begin with. So if you want to grab some props, some things that you can have from around at the house. If you don't have a bolster, you can use like this pillow that you sit on for your couch. That always works. It's a little bit thicker. It's got a little more padding. You just want to be able to kind of prop yourself upwards. Those of you who have bolsters and blocks, please feel free to use them. Set yourself up so that you're on an incline, just a slight incline. It's not going to be a huge deal if you are still in your first trimester, but you kind of want to start working your way towards that so that you're getting in the habit of not going completely into recline. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Grab your stuff, join us. I'm going to be sitting on a pillow. You are welcome to sit however is most comfortable for you. So if you want to sit legs out, if you want to sit, if those of you who saw the pregnancy breathing techniques video, if you want to sit in that like halfway yogi squat kind of position, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Just find something that's comfortable for you. And then just take a moment, focus in on your breath. Noticing what a normal breath is for you. And then begin to direct the breath deep into the belly. So as you inhale, your belly expands out like a balloon. And as you exhale, your belly sinks back towards your spine. If you want to place one hand on your belly here and notice the belly moving, moving outwards as you inhale, moving inwards as you exhale. And then we're going to go ahead and change the breath just a little bit again. So as you inhale, you're going to take it in through your nose. Fill the belly with air. Exhale through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Keep your breath nice and long and slow. Let your mind clear and focus just on the breath. Experience your inhale and experience the exhale. Take a few more breaths here. And then we'll go ahead and open the eyes. You're welcome to continue sitting the way you are. If you want though, you can go ahead and bring your feet up, knees bent. We're going to work a little bit on adding some engagement to the core here in our breath. So you're doing the same kind of breath. Take a deep breath in through the nose, fill the belly with air. And as you exhale, squeeze the belly in. So we're tightening the belly as we exhale, and as we inhale, we're relaxing those muscles, letting them expand. So you keep your knees out just a little bit so your belly still has plenty of room to move. Take a deep breath in, fill the belly. Exhale. And we're keeping this exhale nice and slow. So even though we're contracting and we're trying to tighten everything up, we are still going to keep everything regulated. So it's not just a big breath out. You're slowly contracting the belly, slowly letting the air out. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Breath in. So one more time. This time, after we exhale, we're going to hold that contraction, hold the exhaled breath just for like a 3 beat. I'll count it out for us, and then we'll go ahead and restart. So that's kind of the rhythm that we're going to do. We're going to do a nice slow inhale, exhale, hold that exhale for 3 beats, and then we'll repeat, okay? Deep breath in, exhale, inhale. 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 Exhale. This is something that I encourage you to do at home on your own as well, so you can kind of establish your own pace. You may have noticed that as we continued on, even my breath was getting slower, and you'll notice that for yourself as well. So we're going to do this independently, just a few more minutes, taking a deep breath in nice and slow, exhaling nice and slow, and then holding that exhale, holding that contracted belly for 3 beats, and then continuing the breath. Okay, so go ahead and do that on your own for a little bit. Give yourself one more full round of breath, breathing in, breathing out. And then let yourself come back to a seated position. And give yourself a nice full breath in and out, completely regular, no extra tightening or contracting. Very nice. So now I'm going to go ahead and prop myself up. So I have my bolster pillow propped up against the wall so that I'm on an incline that way. And I'm going to use this for my head. And we're going to go ahead and scoot down as much as you can so that you're on an angle, but you're still relaxed. You want to be able to be relaxed here because this is the same as if we were lying all the way on our backs. And when we're lying on our backs, it's quite relaxing. That's where Shavasana happens. So when you're reclined, you want to make sure that even though you're not fully reclined, you are still comfortable. So from here, we're going to go ahead and keep one leg bent. We're going to straighten the left leg up into the air. Flatten that foot. And let your hands slide up the leg towards the ankle and give yourself a nice stretch. Go ahead and release the leg. And we're just going to do some ankle circles now. And take those circles in the opposite direction. Let the ankle steady out. Foot is flat. Keep that leg nice and straight. We're going to lower it towards the floor. And right before it touches the ground, let it come back up. Lowering down, nice and steady here. And then back up. One more time, taking it down. And back up. So this time we're going to go out to the side towards the left, taking it out. Go as far as you can here, and then come back up. Out to the side. Nice and steady, and back up. One more, out to the side, and back up. Go ahead and straighten that right leg out. Now we're going to take that left leg over towards the right side. So it's not going to go as far over because we're going to try to keep those hips on the floor. And back up, over to the right, back up. One more time, over to the right, hips on the floor, and back up. Very nice. We're going to do 3 more, going directly down, straight down. And back up, down, and up. Last one, take it down, and up. Awesome. Go ahead and let that foot come down to the ground. You can keep the knee bent, or if you want to straighten the leg out, whichever is easier. Go ahead and straighten out. And then we're going to take the right leg up into the air. So again, just start by reaching those hands up towards the ankle, stretching out that leg. And then let the hands come down, ankle circles. circling in the opposite direction. And then steadying out that ankle, foot flat, engage the leg, lowering down towards the floor. Right before we touch the ground, let yourself come back up, down, and up. One more time, going down and up. Now we're going to take the leg out to the right. Again, just go as far as you feel comfortable going. And back up, out to the right, and back up. One more time. And back up. Go ahead and extend that left leg long if it's not already there. Let that right leg come towards the left. Again, remember to keep both hips on the floor. And up, over to the left, back up. One more time. Take that leg over to the left, and back up. All right, we're going to go straight down again. Right before we touch, bring it back up. Again, down and up. Last time. Down and up. Awesome, go ahead and relax that leg. Let it come down, knee bent, knee straight, whatever is most comfortable for you. Awesome. Go ahead and let yourself sit up. So that's another reason that reclined is nice, because then you don't have to do an actual sit-up. Crunching is not always the easiest when you have a baby in belly, but that does not mean that we cannot do any abs. So we have now focused on our hips for a little bit. We're going to work up the body. Bring it to the core. We're going to go ahead and do a little plank. If planking is not in your ability, you are more than welcome to keep the knees down. Like that. Do a tabletop. And this is the perfect time to go ahead and focus in on that breath again. Noticing your belly relax as you breathe in. And contracting as you exhale. Deep breath in. Contract, exhale. One more deep breath in. Contract and exhale. Let the knees come down. We're going to go ahead and take the hips back towards the ankles. Make sure that our knees are nice and wide, so we have plenty of room for our bellies here. For those of us who are already having trouble with coming back, you can always go ahead and stick a pillow or blanket right behind the knees to help support you. Take a nice full breath in and out. Relax the belly. And then we'll come back to that plank. Focusing on that breath, deep breath in. Contract the belly, exhale. Breath in. Exhale. Last one, deep breath in. Exhale. Let the knees come down. Send the hips back. Again, making sure we have plenty of room here for our belly. And take a full breath in and out. And then we'll go ahead and come up. From here, we're going to go ahead into a lunge. So I'm keeping this as a nice low lunge to begin with, just so I can stretch out my legs. So I'm starting in a runner's lunge, leaning my hips forward, stretching out the quad, stretching out the hip flexor on the left side. And when I set my lunge up, I'm making sure to keep my right knee out to the side. So I know that you guys are seeing me from the side, but if you were looking at it from directly on, I'm not setting up, stacked, want everything right in front of themselves. I have my right foot kind of out to the side. I have my left knee out to the side. So I have plenty of room here, kind of like if you were on railroad tracks. So railroad tracking, when you're doing anything lunge-like, it's really important when you're pregnant so that you still have that ability to move with your belly if you do a forward fold, or if you're in a low lunge like this. And we're going to go ahead and take that back to the left ankle, take the hips back to the left ankle, and stretch out now the front leg. So our right leg is stretching out the hamstring. And then take it back to that low runner's lunge. And from this low lunge, let yourself come up. So the hips come up a little bit. Let yourself find a nice, steady, strong, low lunge. Reach the arms up. And exhale, let the hands come to heart center. From here, go ahead and lean forwards, gently and slightly, letting your legs and your hips control this movement, making sure that our back is staying as straight and flat as possible, and we're not arching. And come back up. Go ahead and lean forwards. And back up. Do that one more time. Go ahead and lean forwards. Hold that as low as you can, as deep as you can. Find that strength in your legs. And come back up. When you come up, let yourself come all the way up. We're going to step that right foot back. Let the hands come forwards. And we're going to go ahead and find our plank or our modified plank with tabletop with the knees on the floor. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. Exhaling, contracting the belly. Deep breath in. Exhale, contract the belly. One more time. Deep breath in. Exhale and contract the belly. Let the knees come down. Let the hips come back. Child's pose. Remember to give yourself plenty of room here for your belly. And then take a full breath in and out. And then we'll find our way back to that plank. Deep breath in, same as before. Exhale. Breath in. contract and exhale. One more time. Let the knees come down, let the hips come back. Child's pose. Deep breath in and out. Let yourself come on back up to your knees. And this time we're going to switch legs. So if you did right leg forward last time, we have left leg forward. And let yourself lean forward into that runner's lunge, remembering to keep those railroad tracks. So left foot is a little out to the left side, right knee is a little out to the right side. And let the hips come forward and sink in towards the ground. Getting a really nice stretch here. I'm going to go ahead and take the hips back now towards the right ankle so we can stretch out the left hamstring. And then lean forward again one more time. Find that low runner's lunge. And then let yourself come up. Finding a nice and sturdy low lunge here. Take a deep breath in, reach those arms up. Exhale, let the hands come to heart center. And again, just take a moment, settle in. Let yourself feel strong and steady in this. And then slowly, we're going to go ahead and lean forward. Letting our legs control this movement, the hips control this movement. And then go ahead and come on up. Go ahead and lean forward. And back up. One more time, take it down, lean forward. And really sink into it this time. Hold this nice low, low lunge. And come on back up. When you come up, go ahead and bring that left leg all the way back. Finding our kneeling position. And let yourself come all the way down. We're going to go ahead and child's pose one more time. Full breath in and out. And then we'll go ahead and come up. So as we come up this time, we're going to come up to a forward fold. And as we do this forward fold, we want to make sure that our feet are, again, kind of railroad tracking. So on opposite sides here of the mat. So you've got plenty of room as you forward fold for belly. Take the hands to the knees, deep breath in, flat back. Exhale, fold forwards. And anyone who's experiencing some lower back pains, it's very nice here to bend the knees just slightly and kind of just wrap your arms around your legs and let your back here round over your thighs. So that's a really nice way to hang in a forward fold to relieve some lower back stress. Or you can keep the legs straight and just hang forwards. You'll notice that as your belly grows, your forward fold, even with the legs out a little wider, it's just not going to be as deep as normal, and that's fine. We're going to go ahead and take the hands to the hips. Engage your back now, and with a flat back, let yourself come all the way up. And do this nice and slowly. Give yourself a moment here because we're finally back with our head over our heels. Let yourself adjust. Those of you who are feeling a little lightheaded when you come up, you may want to just stick a hand on your head or over your head. And give yourself a nice full round of breath. If you feel really wobbly, you can always come to a wall and let yourself hold on to the wall to kind of catch yourself and come back to normal. Those dizzy spells are only going to get worse, so just get used to, as you come up, hands over your head or holding onto a wall. Take a nice full breath in, reach the arms up. Exhale, let the hands come down to heart center. Just take a moment here in this mountain pose. Feet connected to the ground. And just notice your standing posture. It's going to change so much. And if for no other reason than just to observe the changes that are happening in your body, changes happening in your posture, just take a moment and appreciate what your natural standing, natural mountain is. Yourself one more full breath here. And then we'll open up the eyes. Let the hands come down by the sides. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms up. As you exhale, fold forwards. Heel toe those feet out just a little bit for that forward fold. Take the hands to the knees. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forwards. Let yourself find that hang, whether you're bending the knees, arms wrapped around, or keeping the legs straight, letting the arms hang. Whatever you choose, remember to let the head hang. Full breath in. And as you exhale, release. Let the hands come to the floor, bend the knees. Walk the hands out to the top of the mat. Walk the feet back towards the back of the mat, finding your plank. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to a very little baby cobra. Knees down, hips back, child's pose. Full breath in and out. And as you come up, we're going to bring that right knee up. Let the right foot come out to the side here. And drop the hip down to the floor, finding our pigeon. So this is another one that you want to make sure that your right knee is going out towards that right side as much as possible. We do this to help open up the hips. So you're welcome to stay up high. If you are comfortable folding forwards, you're welcome to do so. I've actually found that I have more trouble folding forwards here than I do in an actual forward fold. Give yourself one more full round of breath in and out. And for those of you who are in a forward fold, let yourself come back up. Lift up off that right hip and slide that leg back. Take a moment, just kind of send the hips back and forward. A little bit of rocking here. Just kind of get some movement into that hip again. And then we're going to do the same thing with the left leg. So left knee comes up. Remember to kind of bring that left knee out towards the side. And then let yourself come down onto that hip. And again, let yourself get comfortable. For those of you who can lean forwards and forward fold, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, you can stay up high. Give yourself one more full breath in and out. For those of you in a forward fold, let yourself come back up. And go ahead and slide that left leg back, lift the hip up, slide the leg back. And again, take a few moments here to kind of just rock the hips back towards the ankles and then back up to a tabletop. Get some movement in the hip. And then go ahead and crawl the knees forward. And we're going to sit back. For those of you who have a nice setup for reclined, go ahead and get into that little setup. Those of you who don't yet, no worries. But we should work on that soon. And then let yourself find your Shavasana. So slowly lean back. Let yourself get comfortable. You can have legs long, legs crossed, knees bent, whatever is most comfortable for you. Take a moment, listen to the breath, close the eyes. Let yourself find that natural breath. And just let it come towards the belly. Let yourself focus that breath energy or that prana down into the lower abdomen where your baby is. And let yourself focus all of this energy, all of this breath energy as a source of light and energy for your baby. And let yourself just imagine that. Letting everything else fade away. And notice just the bond between you and baby. If the mind comes off, bring it back in with the breath. Until you find complete relaxation. start by taking a few deep breaths, filling the belly with air each time you breathe in. Then begin wiggling the fingers and toes. Moving the wrists, the ankles, the elbows, the knees. Let your head turn over towards the right and over towards the left. And come back to center. Open the eyes nice and slow. Let your eyes become adjusted to the light. And then slowly and taking your time, let yourself sit up. Again, if you begin to feel lightheaded, let yourself bring one hand to the top of your head or extend it up high. Or, of course, you can grab onto something, either both hands on the floor, it's a good grounding, or one hand to a wall. And just take a moment. Let the spine wake up again. Let your hands come to heart center. Take a deep breath in, close the eyes. Let yourself fill with gratitude for everything your body is able to do. And then we'll bow our heads. Namaste.